Hello there and welcome. Today I'm going to be talking about all the products that I picked up during the Sephora sale. I still think there is going to be some more things I might pick up. I plan on going to the Sephora and Kohl's near me very soon, but they don't carry a lot of brands. Unfortunately, it's not really a good place to shop, so I don't know yet. But this was the stuff I placed an order online. I'm going to be talking about all of these products and then be showing you some B-roll footage of me applying them. So if all that sounds interesting, let's go ahead and get started. The first thing here, and I'm going to go in order as I'm applying them, that I got was the Makeup by Mario Master Mattes palette. This is the Neutrals eyeshadow palette. This is just such a stunning, boring palette. It is very boring, I am very much aware, but it is something that I love. I know I would get a lot of use out of this because this is the type of makeup that I want to wear. I love neutrals. I want to wear neutrals. I just think they're so pretty. You can never have enough of them, so I knew that I wanted this palette. I never picked up his first Master Mattes palette simply because that palette was a little too, I think, orangey, really too warm for me, for what I really want. And even though I have more of a warm undertone in my skin, I still much prefer neutrals like this. Like, these to me are more true neutrals than they are. Might be a few shades that are more on the cool tone side, but I feel like overall it's a very neutral palette, and I just think this is such a stunning palette. I'll be showing you in the demo here. I think that they're really nice and buildable. This is one of the easiest formulas that I've worked with as far as eyeshadow. I love how the mattes layer really nicely. Some of the shades that are on the top row, I found that there really wasn't much of a difference between the first three of them when I applied them on my eyes, but I still think that for layering, for making sure everything is blended properly, they work, and I'm very happy with this look I created because this is the type of makeup I've been wearing on an everyday basis, so I absolutely love that I got this palette. If it was one you were looking at, I would definitely recommend it. I think it's so pretty. Since I applied the Makeup by Mario palette in the demo, I'm just going to be talking about the next two products that I picked up that are also for the eyes. I really love one and done eyeshadows too, because that's just something easy that you can throw on and go right out the door if you need to. So the first one I picked up was from Merit. This is their Solo Shadow, and this one is in the shade Studio, which I believe is like one of the lighter shades, and I really like this shadow. I wore it all day yesterday on its own, and I just found that it stayed put. It did not crease on me. It didn't fade. It looked just as beautiful by the end of the day as it did when I first applied it. The only thing I will say is you definitely have to make sure that you close these, that you hear that little click, because I find that that's a little bit kind of difficult, but I've noticed the more I've used it, the easier that's gotten. But that would probably be the only complaint I'd have, but that's kind of more of like, you know, maybe a little bit more of a petty thing. But I do think it is such a pretty shadow. It is like the most perfect one and done for my fair skin. I love it because it's just maybe, I'd say maybe two shades, depending on how much you build up, because you can kind of build these up, I've noticed. But if I just do like a little wash of color, it's basically like a shade or two deeper than me, so it's very natural looking on the eyes, and I really love that. The next product I picked up is from Ilia. This is their Liquid Powder Matte Eye Tint, and this one is in the shade Cork. I have not tried this one yet, so I don't know. I don't really have much to say about it just right off, but I just think it looks like really such a pretty cool tone option. I don't know, I just think it's so stunning. I can't wait to use it on the eyes, so I can't speak to its quality just yet, but it is one that I'm going to be using for sure in the future. And probably by the time you see this video, will be up on Monday, so by then I'm hoping that I can go ahead and have this tried out, and if so, I will put it up here on the screen or in a pinned comment or something letting you know how it wore. But I do really love that shade. Now, the next product for the eyes, I did not need this product. I have so many mascaras that are open right now, and then I also have some that I've picked up with points, like from Sephora, where you can just use like 100 points and get like a small little sample size of mascaras. I even have some of those that haven't even touched yet, so I did not need to buy this mascara, but I wanted to try it. I have never tried a mascara like this, and this is from Refi. This is their Lash Sculpt. Now, this only comes in a black shade. I would love if they come out with a brown shade, then it would probably be my most perfect mascara. But I'm sure you have seen this mascara at some point. It has this very odd shaped one. I have never tried anything like it. However, I will say it is a beautiful mascara. What you are seeing in the demo is just one coat, and it did not smudge or flake on me at all when I've been wearing it the past 2 days. It does have a little bit of a learning curve, and while I'm in the demo, you will be seeing like I did kind of hit my eyelid a little bit, but it just quickly, you can just wipe that right away like with a spoolie, and it just comes right off. I think that once you really get it down to how to properly use it, it is a very nice mascara, but I also think the wand might depend on your eye shape too. For my eye shape, I feel like it's perfect, but I don't know if it would be like a perfect mascara for everybody, so it's definitely one of those that you'd have to judge your own eye shape and see if it would be something you like. But I think it is absolutely amazing. I like wearing one coat, which is what you're seeing in the demo, but I did try 2 coats with it the first time I wore it, and it can build up, but I'm definitely a one coat person when it comes to mascara. I just like one good coat because that's the most natural. It looks just usually the best for my lashes, for the way my lashes are, because they're very curl challenged and I don't like to pile a lot of product on them. So I'm definitely a one coat person, and I think this is perfect in one coat. I really love this. If they come out with a brown, this probably would be a really top mascara for me. Besides that, I love it. I really do love it. This is one that I would definitely repurchase this if I run out of it. It is so good. Okay, the next product I picked up is from Cali Ray. This is their Hideaway Brightening and Hydrating Under Eye Serum Concealer and like corrector, and mine is in the shade Cool Sunrise. And what I love about this is glass. Like, that is so nice. That is so nice. And this shade, it's not really made for my skin tone. It's described as a medium with cool undertones, but I find that it is similar to the shade Pink Slip, which is a liquid eyeshadow from Lottie London that I had been using as an under eye corrector. So I find that it works, and it's really hydrating under the eyes. I haven't noticed any issues with it, but it's one of those, and you might be thinking I applied so much in the demo, but I think it's one of those that you do need to apply a little bit more to get it to actually cover, because I found that I've used it about 3 times now since I've purchased this. I do find that if you don't use enough, I feel like it doesn't do a lot. I don't know. And I think that if you're someone who has, because see, I'm even looking at myself right now in my mirror and I can still see some darkness under my eyes. So it's definitely not one that I think if you have really dark circles, I don't know if it would really be for you. I think that if you're just someone that maybe for like just a normal everyday basis, like maybe you're just running a couple of errands and you don't need something really full coverage, then I think it's fine. I don't have anything against it. I love the formula of it. I just feel like for what I want, I was hoping for a little bit more coverage, but I do think it's a nice one. But it doesn't replace my Smashbox and Becca under eye corrector. That one to me is my absolute favorite under eye corrector. I feel like it just does the job well, but I do really like this one, and I would definitely continue using it, and I would repurchase it. I do love the formula of it. I just think you have to apply a little bit more of it to really get it to cover some darkness under your eyes. The next product I picked up, I did pick up this True Skin Serum Concealer from Ilia. This one is in the shade SC5 Arrowroot. I'm sure most people have seen this one by now simply because I think this has been out for a while, but I wanted to try more from Ilia Beauty because I just really love the brand's aesthetic. I just think that they make such beautiful, just very minimalistic products, and I really love that. I love when brands have that minimal packaging. I just think it looks so nice. It looks better to me, so I just really love this brand style. And I found I've only worn this one maybe about once or twice, so I haven't used it a ton to really get a full review on it. But from the times I have used it, I feel like it was nice. For the amount I used, it didn't give me like a really full coverage look, but I'm not really looking for full coverage. I'd rather have my corrector do most of the work and then go in with a smaller amount of concealer. I think it's a nice one. I think it's very hydrating. I didn't have it, really drying out my under eyes. It does crease a little bit, but every concealer creases on me. I do have fine lines under my eyes, so that's with every single concealer. I'm never going to sit on here and say, oh, this didn't crease, because it absolutely does crease on me, but that's with every concealer I've used. But some crease more than others, and I felt like this was pretty normal, pretty average for what I usually see with concealer, so I do really like this. And I like the tone of it. I think it's a perfect shade for my under eyes, so I really do like this. Now, the concealer that I used in the demo here was from Say. This is their Slip Tint Radiant Concealer. The one I picked up is in the shade number 1. Now, in the demo, this is the first time I am applying this product, so I don't have a good read on it yet. This is definitely like my first impressions, but just based on that, I think it's very hydrating. It blended in so easily. It looks really nice under the under eyes so far, but I will be leaving like a pinned comment or something, or putting it up here on the screen as to how it wore, because I don't have a good read on it just yet. This is my first time applying it, but it's a very nice hydrating formula. I like Say's other concealer too, but just based on this one, I think that this one might have that one beat just on initial first impression, so I definitely want to continue wearing it and seeing how it does. But so far, I really think it looks nice under the under eyes, but I will definitely see how it continues to wear before I actually give any final thoughts on it. The next product I picked up, now this has definitely been out for a while, and I know that probably I should have picked up their new foundation stick because that is new, but this is from Ilia. This is their Super Serum Skin Tint SPF 40. Mine is in the shade ST2.5 Sombrio. I'm not sure how you say that, but it just comes in packaging like that. I'm sure most people has seen this product, and it has like a dropper style, and I really do like this. I have been wearing this every single day since I got it, and one thing that I love the most about it is it's actually a olive undertone for fair skin. I find that most brands do not have olive undertones, and when they do, it's in the medium skin tone range. It's never in the fair option as well. So when I can find a brand that has a fair with olive undertones, I'm all for it. I think also that About Face has, in their new foundation, I believe they have a fair with olive undertones. I would love to try that one because this is like my most perfect shade. It matches me, I feel like, the most closest I have ever seen a foundation match me, and I love it for that reason. It's thin and lightweight, so I can apply it with my hands, which is what I've been actually loving more so lately. I like to apply my foundation with my hands, and then what I'll do, I didn't show it in the demo, but I go in with like my little Real Technique sponge here and spray this with my setting spray, and then pat over it to really just make sure it's set in, and that is the way I've been applying all my foundations. So the thinner they are, it's easier for me to work with them. I find that probably some heavier formulas, it wouldn't really work well with your fingers, but this one is absolutely perfect. I am so happy that I finally tried this foundation. I would love to try their stick foundation too, but I wanted to try this one first because I love serum foundations. They're always so lightweight and they look very skin light, which is what I really prefer. I think some foundation sticks can have a little bit more of a coverage to them, and I usually don't really like full coverage. Medium coverage is almost really pushing it sometimes for me. I just really love lightweight product. I don't want to feel my foundation by the end of the day, and this one is absolutely lovely. It lasts all day on me. Love it. The next product is from Rare Beauty. These are their new little, I think these are the Soft Pinch Luminous Powder Blushes, I believe, and I did pick up the shade Cheer. When I first saw these announced, I didn't quite know how to feel about them because I was honestly hoping to see more of a traditional powder blush, like not necessarily matte, but just more of an actual powder, and not so much this luminous powder that she has, but I will say that it's very pretty on the skin. I do see some very fine sparkle in the formula, but it is one of those that I feel like you'd have to get really up close, at least in this shade, to see it. I do think this is very pretty. I'm happy that I picked up this shade, but I will say that I probably wouldn't pick up any more shades. I do think this is pretty, but it's just not a formula that I really feel like I want every shade in. I have other blushes that I love a lot more, but I do think this one's pretty, and I love this shade. I definitely wanted the lightest shade, and this was the only one, I believe, out of the entire range that isn't available already in her liquid blushes, so that's why I wanted to try this one, but it is absolutely lovely, but I would be fine having just this shade. I did say that I wanted the one called Hope, but no, I think that I'm fine with this one. This would probably be the only one I'd want, simply because I know that this is kind of that same formula of that highlighter she released, the ones that were like really fragile. I know a lot of people complained about them breaking, and I have seen people complain about that with these as well. While those highlighters are very beautiful, they're not really my favorite. So I was kind of hoping for something a little different with these, but I do think this is really pretty. I'm not disappointed at all that I picked it up because I think it's one of those there, if you don't want to wear a highlighter but you want a little bit of a glow, I think it's perfect for that. Now, the next product that I picked up, I will say, is a little slightly crazy. This is the most expensive lipstick that I have ever purchased, that I've ever owned, but I don't regret a thing. This is from Westman Atelier. This is their Lip Suede matte lipstick, and this one is in the shade PK. This is the most beautiful lipstick, and I am hoping that I can show you this lipstick, like the beautiful hearts that are embossed on the actual bullet. Absolutely lovely. And it has like a magnetic closure, and mine's in the shade PK. That was the shade that I think was described as like a rosy taupe or nude or something like that, but I knew I had to have this shade, and I am not disappointed at all in my purchase. This is one of the most beautiful lipsticks I have ever used. I don't regret a thing, and I feel like this is one product that I feel like if you are willing to justify the price and it was something you were looking at, I really don't think you'd be disappointed. This is incredibly luxe packaging. This is heavy, it's weighted, it has the magnet in it. I mean, even the inside is so pretty. Like, you can see Westman Atelier is written in there, and it's just so nice. This is probably the best lipstick I've ever And I mean that. I mean that. I don't want to oversell it. I really don't. I know it's crazy to spend $50 on a lipstick, but I really love makeup, so I like to spend my money on makeup. So it's something that if you are considering it, I say I don't think you'd be disappointed. It goes on very hydrating, very nice, and then it dries down to a matte. It lasts. I didn't have any issues with it when I've been wearing it so far. I want more shades. This is so stunning. I love it so much. I love it. Now the next thing I picked up here was from Tower 28. This was their limited edition thing they had here, which was called the Line and Shine Lip Kit. It come with one of their multi-liners in the shade Work of Art, and then it also included their lip gloss in Iced Pistachio, which is basically like their pistachio shade, but this one has shimmer in the formula. Now, I already did have the Work of Art lip liner, so I am just going to be swatching the one I already have, and the other one I'm just going to save. That is a really pretty, it's one of my absolute favorite lip liners of all time. I just think it's such a stunning shade. All three shades of Tower 28's lip liners are beautiful. Love them. Now, I didn't apply the lip liner today because I wanted you to see this lipstick by itself with nothing on the lips, so I didn't apply it today, but I have videos in the past where I have applied this. It is a very stunning lip liner. It is definitely one that I would absolutely recommend. And then we have their Iced Pistachio lip gloss, and I'm hoping that it will pull it up on camera where you can see the absolute beautiful fine sparkle that's all in this shade. Now, I will say that in the demo, I do apply it over this, but I ended up wiping it off simply because I don't want to gloss over this lipstick. It does not need a gloss. I don't like a gloss over it. I like this completely matte. I think that's when the color really shines. But I think this is an absolutely stunning gloss. You can see how that pretty sparkle, absolutely beautiful. But I love Tower 28's glosses. They are so nice. But there you have all the items that I picked up during the Sephora sale, at least online. I am hoping that I might can pick up a few things in that Sephora and Kohl's, but I'm not completely banking on that simply because I do not like that Sephora and that Kohl's. I just feel like they don't have hardly any brands that I'm interested in. They have the same brands that I feel like I could just go 10 minutes and buy from the Ulta that is like right down the road from it. I don't know. I just think they should capitalize more on the brands that are exclusive to them, but that's just my opinion. But I'm hoping I might can find a few things. Maybe. We'll see. But I do hope that you enjoyed today's video, and if you did, I hope you will please consider leaving a like, a comment, or subscribing if you haven't already, and hit that bell notification so you are alerted to all my future uploads. And please follow me over on Instagram at Jessica Dearly, and I hope to see you in my next video.